The conflict in Ukraine
War in
escalates.
Ukraine reaches new stage.
The role of U.S. government in this war.
Bomb
Israel attack on
explosion
Iran.
occurred in.
War in the Middle East becoming catastrophic.
Thousands of years ago, our ancestors were insignificant. But today we are the dominant species, due to our advanced brain power and social cooperation. We have achieved incredible feats, from space exploration to breakthroughs in healthcare and artificial intelligence. As a species capable of logical thinking, we know that avoiding war is the smarter choice for humanity. Because we know that, throughout history, war has devastated communities, erased cultures, and destroyed economies. That brings to our question: why, after all these centuries, do we still wage war? To answer that, we may have to look back at ourselves. There seems to be an evolutionary aspect for all these infights. Early humans fought over resources, food, land, and water. They developed aggression toward outsiders, and cooperation within their group to improve survival and reproduction. Over time, this solidarity against external threats evolved into psychological traits that help humans address challenges related to war. Today, the motivations behind war are far more complex. But at their core, many remain the same. One of the driving forces behind war is the competition for resources. In a world where resources are finite, nations often see war as a way to secure what they need to survive and thrive. War is also tied to economics. For example, war in developing countries is often fueled by poverty, high unemployment, and economic inequalities. When a country's economy collapses, conflict can arise for grabbing power. Additionally, war can provide benefits like employment for young men, and opportunities for looting and illicit trade. Also, some institutions such as the military-industrial complex benefits from the production and sale of weapons. When good alternative opportunities are limited, the potential gains from war increase, leading to more frequent and prolonged conflicts. But war isn't just about resources or economics. It's also about identity, such as nationalism, religion, and ideology. Throughout history, wars have been fought over beliefs, over who we are, what we stand for, and what we're willing to defend. Nationalism can be a powerful motivator for war. When people believe that their way of life, their culture, or their nation is under threat, they often rally around their leaders. It creates an us versus them mentality, which can quickly escalate into conflict. This sense of collective identity can make war seem like a necessary act of defense. When a leader with nationalist obsession desires for a glorious legacy, war may become inevitable. War is also due to the result of fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear of losing power. Fear of being vulnerable. But beyond fear, there is something deeper. A human instinct for dominance and survival. Throughout history, the struggle for power has been a constant in human societies. And sometimes, war seems like the quickest way to secure power. When leaders are unaccountable to their people, they can ignore the costs of fighting, and pursue their own agendas. That is why, Dictators are more prone to war. War is often about control. Control over people, territory, and resources. But it's also about influence. In the modern world, global powers engage in wars not just to expand their borders, but to maintain their influence on the world stage. Whether it's proxy wars or direct intervention, the desire for dominance still drives much of the conflict we see today. Yet, for as long as there has been war, there have been those who fight for peace. But peace requires more than just stopping the fighting. It requires addressing the underlying causes of conflict: inequality, poverty, and injustice. If we don't solve those issues, war will always be just around the corner. In the end, war is a choice. A choice made by leaders, but also by societies. As long as we live in a world defined by fear, greed, and division, war will continue. But as we've learned throughout history, the cost of conflict is far too high. Perhaps one day, humanity will choose peace over war. Until then, the question remains: why do we keep waging war?